for meeting with me today.
It's okay.
I really, really appreciate it. And we're here to talk about young people and what support the mix gives young people. But your album, being out, Speak Your Mind, I think is got an amazing title.
Yeah.
How did you come up with that, and what does that mean to you?
I have tattoos on my body of stuff that my friends have taught me in life. So I have like forgiveness and trust and think twice and stuff like that on my body. And I have one that says speak your mind because my friend speaks her mind a lot and it makes me want to do that too. And I think we were having the photo shoot for the album cover and there was just one picture of speak your mind in it and I was like, this is perfect. And plus I do speak my mind, that I'm just that type of person. And the album, I feel, is very honest and I've just tried to be very open and not be embarrassed or worried about what people are going to say. So it kind of just makes sense to who I am.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know, obviously that not being embarrassed about who you are, you know, and the song Perfect as well, and some of the lyrics in that song really struck us, you know, at the mix, that you should be proud of who you are, not strive for that perfection. Is that something that you think young people should take notice of?
I think that communication is such a big part of what we need to concentrate on because I just don't feel like people talk to each other anymore. And same as embarrassment, like being embarrassed about your problems and even little tiny things that you shouldn't be embarrassed, people are embarrassed about. So people just don't talk anymore. And I think with Perfect, I always wanted to write a song that made people feel good about themselves. When I was younger, I had music that made me feel really good. And I always wanted to write a song like that, but never really knew how to do it without sounding like, yeah, you should love yourself, and sounding a bit preachy. So I remember being on the way to the studio this particular session and watching loads of YouTube videos and just listening to women speaking about body confidence and feeling good about yourself. And I just basically went to the session and told the writer that I was writing with all of the stuff I feel insecure about and all the weird things that I do behind closed doors that I don't think anyone else does. And that became what the song was. And it's weird because when I perform it live, there's so many people that relate to it and do the same weird things that I thought I was the only one who did those. They relate to that and do the same thing. So when you write an honest song like that, it just helps people realise that those things are normal. It's true, when people strive for perfection so much, and I did even when I was a kid, and I think as I've got older and I've learned a lot more and talked to a lot more people and read a lot more books, and I just realised that that's not possible. It's not real. It's not a realistic place to want to get to. So I mean, it's hard because everyone strives for perfection, or people think that that's the only way to be, and it's not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, have you got any advice for young people? You know, obviously, you know, you're having great success now with your debut album, but it's hard work.
Yeah.
And actually you have to take some knocks and things like that on the way as well.
Yeah.
Have you got any advice for young people?
Young people do have it hard, and when I'm feeling really low and I get a knock back, I just don't want to come out of my room. But then there's sometimes when I get knocked back and it makes me want to go, I'm going to get at the best of this. So it does really depend on how you're feeling, I guess, but I just feel like knockbacks are good. I think it's a really important part of becoming better at things and trying harder at stuff.
Yeah, and to learn from.
Yeah, definitely.
And to build yourself on.
You don't learn if everything's always perfect.
Yeah, and it builds your character and to support those around you as well. You know, if you've had something happen to you, you can share that.
So true, yeah, because I was speaking to a lady the other day in America and she described my album as it was like a big sister giving you advice. And I was thinking, yeah, actually it is, because I've been through that stuff. I write about personal stuff that I've been through. So I guess if I hadn't have been through that, I would have a complete different album. So that's totally true. Yeah.
There's obviously a pressure to live up to the expectations. You know, which you're doing professionally and you know, at the moment as well. And personally, a lot of pressure on young people.
Yeah.
And to take some of that time back for themselves, you know, we think is really, really important. Is there a way that you take time back?
There is expectations of what a pop girl singer should be. You need to be, I don't know, you need to be thin, you need to wear clothes in a certain way, you need to look certain way, your hair needs to be done at every point. I feel like there are expectations. But for me, I'm trying to break that. I feel like I do post a lot on social media without makeup on and try and show people that this is a normal way of looking and you don't have to walk out the house every day with makeup on. I think for me, a big part of stepping away from that pressure is spending time with good people, friends or family or anyone really. Anyone that makes you feel good is a way of me kind of escaping that pressure of pop stardom or whatever you want to call it. So yeah, there's so many things that I try and do.
Yeah, and part of the new, the VO5 hair play range is obviously a product that's named after you.
Yeah.
The Rebel Rose shimmer.
I think rebel's a really good word, even just the sound of it just makes me smile. I feel like rebel means doing stuff without having to ask permission. And I think that's a really important thing you shouldn't care what people think about you, but also on the other hand, you should care how people feel. So it's a really thin line of not caring what people think and hurting their feelings during it. So I think being a rebel is a good side of that. And yeah, Rose is my middle name, so yeah, it feels good having that out. And it's such a nice product. It's like makes your hair peach and it washes out. It's just, it's so cool.
So you can keep changing yourself.
Yeah.
Depending on what mood you're on. Yeah. Depending on what mood you're in, exactly.
Definitely.
Would you want to experiment with style more? Because, you've done karate for a long time as well. That's a whole different side of it, isn't it? It's shotter can.
Yeah.
Did I say that right? Shotter can.
Yeah.
And what do you think that's given you in terms of, toughness or mental toughness?
Yeah, it's funny because a lot of people expect that I'm going to say, it makes me want to fight, it makes me want to get involved in arguments, and really actually does the complete opposite. It really calms me down. And I think when I was a kid, I was quite all over the place, and I was very, I had a very short attention span and I couldn't really concentrate on anything. So karate has helped me in this career a lot because, you can't just stop concentrating on writing a song, for example. So it's helped me in that way, and definitely in a confidence way. Yeah, in so many ways that people probably might not think karate does. They probably see it as more as a physical effect, but it's definitely totally emotional too. So
do you think it's helped your mental well-being? With physical exercise we all concentrate a lot on, but actually the benefits of physical exercise is fantastic for taking that time out, getting your mental well-being.
Yeah, I've always loved sport. I love the feeling that it gives you. I think it's so important to think about your mind and how it feels and if it's healthy. And I just think it's hard to go to the gym. It's hard to get up in the morning. It's hard to take your time out to go to the gym, but every single person who goes to the gym comes out feeling better, and not just physically, it's totally mentally as well. So I think it's important.
And in terms of the future, what can you see for yourself in the future? How can you continue to be perfectly authentically you?
I'm just going to carry on writing honest music and writing honest tweets and trying to help people to feel good about themselves. And I think a massive part of what makes me happy is seeing people happy. So no matter what I'm doing, I'm just going to keep trying to do that and try and break the mould of what people think a pop star should be, because I'm totally not like that, what people might expect a pop star to be. So I'll keep trying to break the mould. I want to say thank you to the Mix, really, for giving a place to go for people to call and not be embarrassed about saying whatever they have on their mind or a problem they might have. There's loads of places to go to for specific problems, but I feel like with the Mix you can just call up and talk about anything, and I really love that. Like if there was something that I would like to achieve, it would have been something like that. So thank you for giving that to people. I think it's really amazing.
Thank you. Thanks for your time and being so honest and supporting us as well.